In previous class we have completed every lessons till 5 chapters. Yes. Now we are going to start our new chapter, that is ratio and applications. Yes. How this ratio, in this we are going to learn ratio, proportion and direct proportion, unitary method, fractions as percentages, profit loss and its applications we are going to learn. How they are going to be performed, how the ratio is going to be applied on the given sums, we are going to see. Okay. A ratio is an ordered comparison of quantities of same unit. See, it is compared with the same number of units. And also, what is the symbol of ratio? Ratio and application. Ratio and applications. Yes, ratio. A ratio is an ordered comparison of quantities of the same units. Use the symbol. See, we use the ratio symbol. What is the ratio symbol, Nana? Like this. Yes, and the ratio of two quantities A and B is C. For example, the two quantities equals to, what are the two quantities A and B? How to apply a ratio in between these two quantities? A is to B. A is to B. Then we read as A is to B. How we are going to read this? A is to B. Then the two quantities A and B are called the terms of the ratio. The first quantity A is called first term or antecedent, and the second quantity B is called consequent. The two, see, these from these two ratios, from these two quantities, first one and second one. First one A is called first ratio, first term, and this is called second term. Yes, and from these two, first term is also called antecedent. Antecedent. And second one it is called consequent. Consequent. Yes, consequent. Yes, consequent. Consequent. Yes. Then proportion. If two ratios are equal, then the four terms of the ratio are said to be in proportion. We use the symbol is as. We use the symbol. See, for example, if two ratios, here we have seen the two quantities. Yes, in ratio we are seeing two quantities. That is, first one is called antecedent and the second one is called consequent, and it will be applied. The ratio symbol is A is to B and it is read as two dots, Nana. That is called is to ratio, and it is called as is to. It is called is to. And in proportion, when you are coming to the proportion, in proportion, if two ratios, we know two ratios, this means, yes, A is to B and B is to C. B is to C. Here, the four terms, we are using four terms. Yes, B is to C is to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four terms here. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. First term, second term, third term, and fourth term. Yes, these four terms are called proportion. This is applied as with these two ratios, Nana. Here the ratio between these two, combining the two terms. This is one term, this is second term. Totally the four terms with the ratio, with this ratio, first ratio, second ratio, and it is applied in the proportion like this. It is called as is as. It is called as is as. A is to B is as, C is to D. It is read as is as. Then the proportion of four terms in the two ratios, if it is given like this, you are going to apply it. Okay? Here also in ratio, first term is called antecedent, second one is called consequent. No? Coming to the proportion, we are going to write A is to B and C is to D. That first term and second, A is to C are read to be A is to D are extremes and D and C, B and C are called means. These A and B are extremes. A and B are extremes. B and C are means. Okay, B and C are means. Okay, unitary method. The method in which we first find the value of one unit and then the value of the required number of units is known as unitary method. See, what is unitary method means? The method we first find the value of one unit, that is unit 1, that is 1. Okay, that is called unitary method. How we are going to find the unitary method? For example, you see here. Example for the unitary method. Unitary method. See, if the cost of 5 pence is rupees 85, then the cost of 12 pence is, then see, they have given, what are they have given? The cost of 5 pence. Cost of 5 pence is 85 rupees. Okay? Now, then the cost of 12 pence. Then cost of 12 pence. 12 pence equal to question mark. Cost of 12 pence. Cost of 12 pence we don't. Then cost of 5 pence is equals to 85. Then cost of 1 pen. Cost of 1 pen equal to 85 by 5. Yes? 5 ones are 5 sevens are 35. So, how much? Each pen cost is 17 rupees. So, then cost of 12 pence. Then to find the cost of 12 pence, will be going to multiply with the given rate, rupee. Then 12 into 17 rupees. Yes, then 12 rupees. 12 pence equal into 17 only, no? So, 17 into 12. 7 2 7s are 14. 204. How much? The 12 pence equal to how much? 204 rupees. 204 rupees. Yes? Understood? This is unitary method. That is, we are going to calculate for the 1 unit. It is nothing but unitary method. And it is an example how to find the unitary method. Okay? Now, direct proportion. Direct proportion. If in two quantities, when one quantity increases, the other also increases or vice versa, then the two quantities are said to be in direct proportion. What is direct proportion? What is direct proportion? If in two quantities, when one quantity increases, then other also increases. See, if one quantity of the value increases, other must be increases. That is nothing but direct proportion, and which is reverse to the direct proportion is nothing but means one quantity increases, another quantity increases in direct proportion. If another quantity increases, other will be decreases. That is in direct proportion. Okay. The number of books and their cost are in direct proportion. As the number of books increases, the cost also increases. Yes. Ratio also appears in the form of percentage. Not only in this form, the ratio applies in the form of percentage. The percentage symbol how much? Like this. How? Like this. The word percent means per every 100 or for 100. The symbol percentage is used to denote percentage. How to denote percentage? It is percentage means per 100 means it is equal to 100. To convert a quantity into its equal percentage, express it as a fraction, multiply with 100, assign with a percentage symbol. See, now we have to, if they give any problem, we have to do in 3 methods. Now, that 3 methods means that we have to follow the step-by-step process for finding the percentage of a given value. See how to convert the quantity. If they give one quantity, this quantity of chalk piece is 1300. We think 1300 is should be converted into percentage. How we are going to convert percentage? Which method? 1300 amount, and we have to multiply with 100, and it should be given at last. The given answer will be expressed in the percentage form. Okay. A man purchased an article for rupees 80 and sells it for rupees 100. Find its gain percent. Cost price is equals to how much? 80. Selling price is equals to. See, to know the purchased value and the selling price, everything it is given. So, for a given article, the rupees was given here. How much it is going to be sold and how much they are going to be, how much percentage will be getting at last we are going to see. Now, the cost price how much? Rupees 80. Selling price how much, sir? Rupees 100. Gain percentage 20. How? 20 by 80. Now, to find the percentage of a given values, we know article value. Article, how much rupees it costs? 80 rupees. That is cost price. Yes, and selling price rupees 100. Then what is the gain percentage they are asking? Gain percentage, how much? 80, 100 is CP minus selling price minus CP. This is formula to find the gain. So 100 minus 80, it is 20 rupees. How much? Gain 20 rupees. Then again to find the percentage, before going to find the percentage, we have to know the value of gain value. So now gain as a fraction, gain as a fraction. 80 by 20. 80 by 20. 20 by 80. Okay. Now for this gain percentage, it is multiplied by 80 by 20 into 100. 80 by 20 into 100. Now 0, 0 gets cancelled. 20 4 4 2 8. 25 0. 5 10. 20 5 80 into 5 400. How much percentage? 400 percentage. That is how much? That is equal to 25%. Okay? Everyone copied? Yes. Did everyone copy, Nama? Now, when CP is greater than selling price, it increases loss. Then CP is less than SP, there is a gain. When CP equal to SP, neither loss or gain. We have to remember compulsory, this is loss equal to CP minus SP. Gain equal to SP minus CP. We have to remember this is formula. So, principle also we can identify. In this we are going to learn the proportion. Yes, ratio. Yes, everyone clear with this? Ratio. Yes, everyone clear with this? Ratios, proposition. What is the ratio we have learned? What is the ratio we have learned? How it the symbol it is? Is to symbol. What is the symbol for? Is to. Is to. Yes, and what is the symbol is called? Is to symbol. This is base symbol. And also how it is that, and here the two quantities are required to apply the ratio. Yes, A is to B. This is the first quantity, this is the second quantity. A is called incident, and B is called consequent. Yes, and proportion. We have learned proportion also. Proportion, how it is going to be learned? Here the four terms are used but two ratios. A is to B and is as C is to D. Here first, second, third, fourth, four terms, and also here we are using this symbol is called is as. Is as. We are going to call this is as, and this is extension. This first A to D is called extremes. A to D is called extremes, and B to C is called means. B is to C called means. These should be applied on the sums now. And also unitary method also we have learned how to solve the problem also. We have seen if they give for the one chalk piece, if it is equals to 1500, then the how much cost for 12 chalk pieces if they give. So to know the 12 chalk pieces value, first we have to divide how much cost it is equal to 1 cost. First we have to know the 1 unit, 1 chalk piece. Yes, 1 chalk piece cost. Then it is nothing but it is type of a method of unitary method. Okay. And also we have seen direct proportion also. We have seen direct proportion. In these the two quantities are required here also, and if the one quantity increases, then other also increases. Then indirect proportion. In indirect proportion, if other ones increases, then other one decreases. Understood about direct proportion? In the same way, what is the example of direct proportion? If the books are more, then the cost of books also will be more or not. When you purchase a book or pencil or a scale or a stationery items, if you are going on increase the items, the cost also will be increases. Yes or no? In the same way, that is nothing but a direct proportion. Then fractions and percentage. In fractions, we have learnt selling price, gaining price. What is the formulas of selling for loss? CP minus SP. Then profit SP minus CP. Yes, these are the things we have learned. What are the formulas? And we have learned a percentage, how to apply the percentage. It is nothing but 100. Yes, when you are going to solve the percentage formulas, first it should be calculate, and also it should be it should be expressed with multiply with 100. At last, what is the given value, it should be getting applied in percentage value. Okay, understood everyone? Then in general, P is the principal, R is the rate. Also we have learned. That is amount. What is the value of amount? Amount value. Yes, what is that? PTR by 100. That is P into T into R by 100. Yes, P into T into R by 100. Then principal A equal to P plus I. P plus I equal to P plus PTR by 100. Where P is called principal. Where is called P is called principal. R is called rate. And also what is the T? Total. Here 100 is nothing but percentage. Yes? R is a percentage. Then I is interest. I is interest. Understood everyone? How to apply? In next class we are going to learn the exercise 1 and exercise 2. class, the only the introduction of ratio and application. How everyone remember before going to the exercise, you revise the key concept. Yes, okay. How the direct proportion or the indirect proportion, how the percentage and also ratio, proportion, unitary method, how they are going to apply on each sum.